more than that. More than that.
2,000. You want 1,000.
More than that.
800,000.
No. Lower.
500?
300.
300.
350,000.
350,000.
335,000, which is 5%, which is 1 in 20 people in the Bay Area are Jewish. Is that the national standard? Is that above or below the national standard?
Far above.
It's above. I'm
Far above.
slow. It's above the national standard. The national standard is about 1%. So the fact that we're at about 5% is a lot, okay? In New York, it's like 2%. In LA, it's like 2%. We're like at 5%.
We're more than New York?
I think maybe this may be a little bit older, but it may be, we might be more comparable. But San Francisco Bay Area has had a long tradition of having a vibrant Jewish community. For those of you who have maybe heard of this before, when was JFCS built? How long have we been around?
1850.
1850. Anthony knows this. 1850. So 1850, meaning that there's been a long tradition of Jewish people coming to this area. What was big in 1850?
Gold rush.
Gold rush. So people were coming out here to strike fortunes, and Jews were a part of that. Is the Bay Area Jewish population growing or shrinking?
Growing.
Growing. It's continuing to grow. What is the minimum salary a family of 4 needs to get by? Raise your hand.
$42,000 a year.
$42,000 a year. It's more.
That's 70,000.
It's just a little bit more than that.
80,000.
It's 77. Nice. $77,000 a year. So $77,000 a year is for a family of 4 to live comfortably in the Bay, not comfortably, but like to get by in the Bay Area. Okay. So what is the amount that you need to qualify as poor? Poor is in quotations in the sense that this means to qualify by the government to get assistance. Steve.
Like 32,000?
Less.
26. Like 27.
It's a little less.
32.
It's a little bit more.
20,000.
21. What's the problem with that for all of you math geniuses?
There's a large population between comfortable and full.
Right. So if you make $30,000 a year and you have a family of 4, you do not qualify for any kind of support from our government, but you cannot live comfortably here. So what happens?
Can you move out?
You might have to move. What else happens?
You're struggling.
You're struggling. You are struggling. That's what it is. It's what it comes down to. Being a social service agency, that's why we give emergency financial assistance. A couple of years ago now, it's like 3 years ago, what happened to our economy? Did it get more awesome? No. It didn't get more awesome. It got way worse, especially in California with the California state budget being as amazing as it is. What has happened is there are a lot more families who used to be middle of the road who are struggling, and they need some support. Jewish Family and Children's Services started a new program at that time to give emergency financial aid for those families who needed first month's rent, who need to keep their lights on, right? What happens if you are a family of 3, you have a single father in the family? Father is the only one that's bringing in money and dad gets sick. What happens?
No more money coming in.
There's no money coming in. These are real life things that happen in our community. They happen to Jewish people, by the way. There's this stigma in our community that, bless you, what's the stereotype of Jewish people that we all hate in our community that Nina was talking about? What?
We really like money.
Oh, we just love it, don't we? Right? This awful stereotype that Jewish people are comfortable, right? Jewish people, what are the 2 professions that are, of course, Jewish professions? Lawyer, doctor. We make so much money, we're rolling in it. The reality is, and what this is trying to show you is, yes, there are people in our Jewish community who are living fine. They're okay. But there are plenty of people who aren't, and that's what this is trying to show you, the reason why Jewish Family and Children's Services exists. Let's go to the next one. Percentage of Jewish people in a community who are considered poor. What? A little higher. 30? Less. What? It is 16% of the Jewish community are considered poor. 16. That's a chunk of people. How many of them are children living in poor households?
30.
It's not thousands, it's percentages.
32%.
So it's less. It's 10% of children in this Jewish children in this community are living in poor households.
It's probably more now.
It's probably more now.
Yeah.
These numbers are a little outdated. It's
Oh.
probably more at this
Yeah.
point, but at least 10%. That's 1 in 10 of your Jewish friends are in that category. Okay. 32% of Jewish children are living in single parent households. 32%. And this goes to the problem we were talking about before. If 32% of kids live in single parent households, they're struggling in a way that's different, not better, worse, whatever, but different than dual income families. How many Jewish marriages end in divorce? Who said 50?
50.
It's a little bit more than 50. It's 55.
What?
What? National average is 50.
Really?
Yes. So, why is that an issue? It's so common. Why is that a problem?
Single parents.
Single parents? What else?
Blame J
battle.
Blame J-Date? Totally. All their faults. What else? Why else?
Custody battle.
Custody battles? Exactly. What else? You have financial, but you also have some emotional stuff going on there. A lot of people who need counseling and a lot of people who need to talk through some of these issues, get support, custody battles, etc. What's the percentage of Jewish community that are seniors? Less. A little less. 20. Simona's correct. It's 20% of our Jewish community are seniors. Who knows what a baby boomer is?
Born in certain
So my parents are like, I think our parents, like right at the, like, if I call my parents baby boomers, they get mad at me because they say they're not that old yet, but I think they are. So there was a time right after the war, World War II, where everyone came home and started procreating like crazy. And there's a lot more children, which are now all seniors. So if you have more kids at one time, you're going to have more older people at one time, which means our community, social services, social security, all that's going to go up because there's more people who need the help. True or false for number 10? That 10% of Jewish population needs a social service.
True.
It's a trick question because it's false because it's more than 10%. It's 33%. True or false that most seniors live in facilities?
True.
Raise your hand if you think that's true. Raise your hand if you think that's false. 95% of seniors live in their own home. We have a thought that a lot of seniors live in facilities because a lot of us are in a position where our grandparents can afford that. Unfortunately, it's expensive to do that, and also a lot of seniors want to live in their own households, and they can financially pay for someone to come and be in their house and help them. Seniors at Home, the department Sherman works for, actually gives reduced rates for people who can't afford it. So we're able to provide that service. Last one. The three greatest unmet needs are, so okay, the stuff I have on here is a little old. Look and see if you are correct at all. First one is marital counseling. If the percentage doesn't work for you, then I mean, there you go. 55% of people getting divorced, there you go. Second is individual and family counseling, and the third is senior home care. I'm going to say that probably what happened since I did this, we made this, number one became financial support. After the economic crisis, financial support became much, much bigger. Do you guys have a different outlook on the Jewish community now? A little bit? So, what is the Hebrew word for community?
Kahila.
Kahila, thank you. So, kahila, being a community. Why do we care about this? All these numbers, why do we care about this? Because we're a community. And what does the kahila, what does that matter?
We should care about everything.
Yeah. It's a part of our tradition, Sarah and Deborah, to be a part of a community and to be there for your community. We are responsible for people in our own community. Jewish Family and Children's Services started under that precedent in 1850, and we've continued it since, right? There are people out there that need support, that are being othered in our society, who are not being respected the way that they should and treated as equals. Our agency is supposed to do that. Before we go into an activity, what I want to do is, my brain just went to a total blank. I guess we're going to the activity. Oh, no. What we're going to do is, we're talking about this in the sense of social services. So who wants to define to me what it means to be a social service agency? What do you think it means? It can be wrong. Yes.
We help the community.
Done. Right? We're there to help the people. We are in the business of helping people. So what does community service mean? Jonathan.
Providing service to the community.
Yeah, it's really straight up. We're going to say something different. Helping those around you. So that's a good way of thinking it of like concentric circles. And what I mean by that are like community service. This is you. Today you are a dot. Community service is, okay, all these people here, I'm going to help all these people as much as I can. The way I think of it is the model of how many people have ever made sandwiches for people in the community before? Like you made PB&J and like dropped them off for people, right? That is community service. That's me saying, I'm going to make a sandwich and I'm going to give it to you, okay? Then what is service learning, which is the next big circle? Service learning. Go ahead.
What we're doing right now, learning about what it means to service the community.
Yeah, and to go even a step further, it means I know that not only am I making peanut butter and jelly today, but I know why you need a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, right? If I'm going to go drop these off in the Tenderloin, that might be, I'm learning what are the stats of people who live in the Tenderloin. What are the reasons why they're living there? Why are they going to a soup kitchen? What does that mean? And how does this affect them down the line? It's the learning. It's going one step further. Then there's social action. What's social action? Volunteering. I'm going to say that's still down to community service. Social action is, it's good. There's that combined. But what's the next step beyond that? Dana.
Change on a.
Oh,
sorry.
go. Either one, you guys fight it out.
Trying to solve the problem, and not just trying to help people and prolong it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So the way I think about it, that's a perfect answer. The way I think about it is community service. I'm making you a sandwich. Enjoy. Social service learning is, I'm aware that you need this sandwich. I've thought about why you need this sandwich, and now here it is. And that may reflect on how this actually can help the bigger picture. Enjoy your sandwich. Social action is, hey Sarah, Deborah, Abby, why don't you guys go out and make sandwiches? Let me tell you all that you need to do so that you guys can mobilize in this way. And what I'm going to do is do this over here so those people may not be hungry down in a week or two. Social action is teaching other people and motivating other people to help people in their community. What was AIDS Memorial Grove? Yeah.
Service learning.
Service learning? Why was that?
Because we knew why we needed to clean up the AIDS Memorial Grove, and then we cleaned it up.
And then we reflected afterwards, right? Right. Cool. We're always striving for all three of these. It doesn't matter which step you're at. It's helping the gift. It's just good to be aware of the three steps. So what I want you to do is I'm going to split you guys into groups. In these groups, we're going to do this activity, then we're going to take a break, and then we'll move on to the next activity. I think we'll be done at like 2:15. Is that cool? I'm going to split you into groups. In your group, you are going to get a scenario. Scenario about someone who might come to JFCS for some sort of support and help. Okay? Oh, you know what? I think I want to watch the video first. And then we're going to do this.